One of the greatest footballers of all time is Lionel Messi, and we are coming to the end of his glorious career. But what if a new Lionel Messi respawned in Football Manager every single season for 10 years? Well, that's what's going to happen in today's video. Let's get into it. So I've journeyed back into the archives of Football Manager. I've gone into some of the old Lionel Messi attributes. When he first came into the game, he was actually right-footed in the first ever Football Manager that he was in. So yeah, well done. Well done, scouts of Sports Interactive. That's a bit of an embarrassment, isn't it? It's all well and good if he's a player that no one's ever bloody heard of, but when you get Messi's foot wrong, I mean, and I suppose no one had heard of him at that point, but still, you know, egg on that guy's face, or woman, whoever it was, I don't know. Anyway, and he's had loads of different varying positions over the years, and he's had loads of different attribute breakdowns. His balance, right, up until like the age of like 22, was like between like 5 and 7 on Football Manager. His balance, the little 5'7", like you could walk on dribble on a tightrope, couldn't he? So his attributes have been a little bit squiffy all over the place. I think this is quite close to what his attributes should be and have been over the course of his career. So, and I think early doors he was a bit more of a winger. He was a bit of a striker as well. I don't know about. I suppose he could play as a number 10. But what I've decided to do is every player that we turn into Lionel Messi, we are going to take his current attribute breakdown, as you can see here. His hidden attributes will be this, so he should make it to his potential. We will give him the 200 potential ability. We're going to load this attribute database in, and then we're going to make his current ability 100, so that what will happen is his attributes will diminish proportionately to this sort of... I'm gesturing to the screen like you can see it. You can see the screen, yeah. It's proportionally to this. So everything will sort of come down to then hopefully come back up again. So he should sort of represent himself in Lionel Messi form. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to make him a natural on each wing and as a striker. I'm going to leave out the number 10 because it'd be too many variable positions, I think. So that's what we're going to do. Well, that's what we have done, should I say. That's what I have done as I've gone through the experiment. So I've simulated through. I've made a list of the wonderkids that I turn into Lionel Messi. Now, I was going to just do Lionel Messi 1, Lionel Messi 2, Lionel Messi 3, blah, 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 blah. However, you know me. I've always got a bit of a propensity for a good Football Manager wonderkid name. Still asking for names. Still asking for you wonderkids. Send them through X, DMs, Instagram if you want. Although I'm not. Jayhuahua12@gmail.com. Get them sent through. I'm compiling a list together. There will be a video coming out before FM26 of all your best wonderkid names and your wonderkids. If there's a good story behind them, if they're actually really good as well, do include that because that'll be really good extra bit for the video. I look forward to seeing them all. So yeah, keep them coming in. And loads of you have sent them in already, so thank you very much. Keep them coming. Keep them coming. Anyway, so what we did was I just chose unattached, and it's between the age of 14 and 15, which of course is going to be a regen. And I thought I'll find some names here. And the first name that I found, Mohamed Salah Mhamdi. So we've literally got a new Mohamed Salah. So I thought, yeah, let's go with this guy. So this guy is our first Lionel Messi, which is perfect. Unattached, so hopefully he'll get a club. Spoiler, he does get a club. We do change this somewhat as we go through the experiment because next season's wonderkid disappears. They retire. The talent of Lionel Messi under their wing, and they retire. Stay tuned for that guy. So yeah, simply what we did was, as I explained what I was going to do, I'm going to import the attribute template of Lionel Messi, and he's already 5'7", is this guy, and we change the positions. We add them in as a left winger, right winger, and a striker, all on 20s, and then we change this to 200, and we change this to 100, and they've, of course, the recommended compatibility of 183. These attributes will diminish over the course of a few weeks, and then we'll start to improve as we move through the experiment. So, without further ado, let's start rallying through season upon season. We'll follow the careers of everyone as we go, and then, of course, after we've added all the Lionel Messis after 10 years, we'll sail off into the sunset and continue going forward in that regard. So, let's go forward to 2024. So, Mohamed Salah Mhamdi has gone to Brest in France, and as you can see, his attributes have come right down, and there is his polygon. And if I suppose Lionel Messi now has probably depreciated even more. He's now down at 173. We'll do a comparison of the two. As you can see, it's just a much more shrunken down version. Because Mo Salah and Hamidi is up at 116. So he's improved 16 attribute points in that first season, which is actually quite impressive. 20 appearances, 2 goals, 4 Brest. And you're getting to 6.88. Didn't have the Brest season. No. Okay, fine. And they finished 11th. The media thought they were going to finish 10th, so slightly underperforming. You might say that this Brest has drooped down a bit. No, you might not. You might say that, but I wouldn't. I wouldn't, because it wouldn't be funny, would it? So don't be making those kind of jokes. Make a tit of yourself. Brings it back round. He brings it back round. Now, of course, they're all going to be different nationalities as well, these new Lionel Messis. Because otherwise, if you're just all Argentinian, Argentina would just have loads of Lionel Messis. I mean, I said I wasn't going to put him in number 10. They've played him as a number 10. No, they haven't. They've retrained him as number 10, but never played him there. Why? And he scored twice. Once in the cup as well, actually, so twice. 3 assists. And the goal in the cup was a pen. Right, whatever. Player search. Right, so the next player that we chose was Lester Richardson Liddy, who's Australian. G'day, mate. Now, because he's currently unattached and located in Australia, which is not loaded in the playable game at the moment, not loaded. He's not Australian. He's Anguillan. It's a very similar flag. So, excuse me. Apologies to anyone from Australia and Anguilla, if anyone's offended. That's just me being. I think I did this originally without glasses on, so you can see my confusion. Let's sit there looking at that. View the comments. Oh God, don't you look weird without glasses on? Yeah, yes I do. There you go. Oh, they're like me again. Anyway, so what I did is this guy became our second one, and we come back next season, and he's gone. He's retired, and he's out of here. So yeah, what I did then going forward is I tweaked things a little bit, and as we move forward, the Wonder Kids actually do start out as a club. I wanted them to be free agents and stuff, but I made it a bit difficult because I was worried that they weren't going to continue playing. Whereas if they're actually at a club, there's a much higher possibility that they'll stick around because the club will realise they've got good potential, so they'll slap some contracts on them, and other clubs will probably start sniffing around. Whereas if they're free agents, it's very easy for them to get missed. So yeah, so we'll move forward to 2025, and those are the leagues I've got loaded because the top 5 leagues, England, France, Germany, Italy, and Spain. Those are the leagues that you're expecting these Lionel Messis to go to, and there's the teams in these leagues you're expecting them to go to. Probably Spain, maybe France, definitely England, Germany, probably a couple of them, and Italy, maybe. So yeah, so I've got those 5 leagues loaded. So the Wonder Kids from now on are probably going to be from these nations, or teams playing in these nations. And there we go. He's gone. He's not there. And what was his name? Lester Richardson Liddy. Yeah, no results found. So what are you going to do? What are you going to do? Mo Hamid Salah Hamdi is up at 123. He's had a much better season for Brest this time, getting a 6.86. Not a better season. Played 28 times though, 5 goals, 1 assist, 1 play of the match. So 20 times off the bench he played this season. It was 17 off the bench last season. So he started a lot more games. And his career is really starting to rock and roll. Capped for the under-21 team in France. And there you go. So the next player was Willy Buxmeyer, a German, unattached. Wanted though by Harsfeld. Now, he does hang about, but the free agents I think ends here because I felt a little bit dubious as to whether it would continue. Of course, he's 6'1", so we need to change that to 5'7", 169 is what we were gone with all of the Lionel Messis. Get him on the short list, and there you go. So not a lot to sort of delve in on at the moment, so we're going to keep moving at a bit of a speed because by the time we've got 9, not 10, it'll be 9 now because one of them's already gone. There'll be lots checking on every season, so yeah, it'll start to really slow down towards the end of the video. So let's go to 2026. This is where I made that change because they were all from nations that weren't loaded in. So I moved them to 16, and then it's Oren Heward, who was English. So we went with Oren Heward for this season. So I'll just whack him on the shortlist just so he's there for you. And there's no point me changing all the attributes and doing all that stuff now because it's already been done previously in the previous in the simulation by Admin J. You've heard all about Editor J, yeah? Well, Admin J does all the stuff beforehand. Me, Main Event J, and then you've got Editor J. Cobbles it all together. Mo Salah is wanted by United and AC Milan. He wants to move to a club with a stronger squad. He's improving brilliantly. He's now considered a wonder kid. He has played 34 times this season. 33 of them starts, 9 goals, 1 assist, and a 6.82. His worst season to date, despite playing consistently. Now, Brest, 13th. Raul's in charge. He's been there for 171 days. Willy Buxmeier in Germany has been signed by Bayern Munich, and he's now in the Bayern Youth Academy. Now, there's not really many better places in Germany to be than the Bayern Munich Youth Academy. Again, he's been retrained as an attacking midfield centre, so maybe there's something in just the attribute makeup of Lionel Messi, that when you just import the attributes in, they become a number 10 as well. Maybe I should have just made them a number 10 and just saved all the clubs the bother, but, you know, I'm just noticing this now, so I do only make them as wingers and strikers to begin with. 6 and 11 for Bayern Munich 2, so he's not played for the main Bayern Munich team yet, but he has improved his attributes to 111 out of 200, so yeah, he's moving well on his way as well. And with the personality types that we've got for these players, they're almost certainly all going to make it to at least 180, if not 200, even without the appropriate game time early doors. I think they'll probably all make it. So, and they probably all will get the game time as well, especially some loan moves. They should do it. So, on we move, 2027. And so what we did was we changed this now. What we did is we made sure that the player was between 14 and 15. They were either English, French, German, or Italian and Spanish. So it's or. And they were in one of these. They were not in one of the top divisions in said nation. So we actually decided to go with players that were going to be in the lower leagues of said nations. And we went with Sheffield United's Jevin Gourlay for our 5th Lionel Messi wonder kid. He changed his position, of course, in due course. So Mohamed Salah Hamdi for £87 million has gone to Manchester City, where he has played 7 times. He's at 154. He played 7 times, all of them off the bench. He played 18 times for Brest this season, getting a 7.08, 8 goals, 2 assists, 1 player of the match. That screams as a January signing to me. 16th of January, of course. He was a 25-26 NXGN winner. We'll be checking in on Ballon d'Ors and stuff at the end and who's going to be the most successful Lionel Messi. I'm sure it'd be very interesting to see. I reckon we're probably going to have like alternating Lionel Messis that we've got winning the Ballon d'Or season after season after season. The English Premier Division then has been won by Liverpool. Man City were 3rd. Brighton in 4th. Got top goal scorers Nottingham Forest's Liam Delap. Brighton have won the Conference League, Europa League, and they're now just 4th in the Premier Division. I mean, 4 years in. Like, that feels like they're being managed by someone who is legitimately playing Football Manager. That's the kind of growth and success that you'd expect to have as manager of Brighton inside 5 years. Maybe snaffling a European trophy and get qualifying for the Champions League. Will he go on and win the league? Maybe. Maybe not, though, if a load of Lionel Messis do go to England. So Willy Buxmeier is at Bayern Munich still. And he's up at 128. And then you've got Owen Heward, who is wanted by Arsenal and Newcastle. He's currently at Derby, and he played 5 times for them, all of them off the bench. Loads of goals and assists in the youth team, I guess, at Derby County in the Championship. He's up at 109. He's probably going to move during this transfer window. Jevin Gourlay at Sheffield United, as I say, we've not even sorted him out yet, so let's move on. 2028. The top player here was Juan Diego Bueno Prieto at Alcorcon, and he was the next lucky beneficiary of the Lionel Messi magic dust, I guess. Although if I'd have looked a bit further and got Andy Andre, maybe that might have been players. So Mo Salah Hamdi is at Man City now. Owen Heward went to Fulham for £24 million. I'm surprised no one bigger came in. So fair play to Fulham. He's wanted by plenty of teams. Don't tell me Fulham have gone down. Oh no, they're in the Championship. They've just gone up, actually. 29 games, 3 goals, all of them off the bench. So a very big outlay for a player that was sat on the bench all season. Now, they could recoup that, and they probably will. Now they're going into the Premier League, they probably will recoup that because he's got potential and he can kick on. Coming number 10 yet again, Jevin Gourlay. He's becoming number 10, and he's also been played a bit on the right of midfield. He's 16, he's still at Sheffield United. He hasn't played at all, and he's at 117. So they're all improving brilliantly. And it was Arsenal that won the Premier League this season. Man City 2nd. Brighton still qualifying for the Champions League in 5th. Fair play. And we move on to 2029. To our next, Lionel Messi. Now, of course, in real life, he was setting the world on fire at this point, but he has not been setting the world on fire in this experiment. So far, it's been slightly underwhelming. However, there's still a hell of a long way to go. And there's still quite a few Lionel Messis still to come in. Bangali Condé was the next one at Paris FC, mainly because I quite like the name. Thought we have another one going into France, and is at Paris FC, not PSG. So I quite liked that on the face of it. So Mo Salah is up at 183, basically about where Lionel Messi was to begin with in this experiment, but not got the 20 for dribbling or the 20 for first touch maybe, but improved brilliantly in other aspects. Found himself last season, bit of a sub-merchant. This season, he's played 27 times. 20 of them were starts, 11 goals, 3 assists, 1 player of the match. And they won the Premier League. So he has done pretty well for himself this season. Fair play. Willie Buxmeier has gone to ESG from Bayern Munich for £74 million. He's 19 years old. He's up at 165 now. He had broken into the Bayern Munich first team with 7 appearances. And then he left. Last season, we didn't notice this, or you might have done. I didn't notice this at the time. That was a January signing, I think. Yeah, 31st of the 1st, 2028. He's then gone on. He's with the European Golden Boy, won the NXGN, won the French Cup, Champions League, and League Uber Eats, and the Champions League Young Player of the Season. So what a season Willie Buxmeier had. Owen Hewitt still at Fulham, wanted by quite a few teams. He's up at 137. He's played a lot more this season, a lot more starts as well, 16 of them out of those 29 games. Although Fulham have been relegated. Active relegation release clause of £50 million. I think that's going to be exercised by someone, almost certainly. Jevon Gourlay, still at Sheffield United, started to break into the first team. 16 starts, 16 off the bench. And he's moving on quite nicely, up at 131. Next one we have is Zeno Endine at AFC Wimbledon. Bangali Condé, 118 out of 200 at Paris FC. He's played a few games in Ligue 2. Juan Diego Bueno Prieto. Did I forget to put him on the shortlist? And then I've just put him back on the shortlist because I don't remember looking at him. He's gone to Mallorca for 1.3 million from Alcorcon. Jevon Gourlay's gone to Aston Villa for £31.5 million and played quite a lot in the Premier League for Aston Villa. Owen Hewitt is at Man United, £32 million from Fulham, so not the 50 million minimum fee release clause that we expected. Willie Buxmeier at PSG, still representing and played quite a lot, to be fair. He's up at 180 and 194 for Mo Salah and Hamdi at Manchester City. One of their key men, 18 goals, 6 assists. And Man City have won the Premier League yet again. Here, PSG have won the French League. Pep's in charge there, and they've won one Champions League. Man City have just won the Champions League on penalties against Inter Milan. We're representing up here at 22 years old now for Mo Salah and Hamdi. He's now got 24 caps, loads of appearances for club and country. He's up at 194, and you can just see the growth of all of them as they start to move up through the years. They move up through their current ability. They're probably all going to hit 200 in the course of this experiment. So yeah, Zeno Endine's the next guy. Let's go to 2031. He's an 8. I don't think we've had an Italian yet, so we went with Michael Spagnuolo. And there we go. Mo Salah and Hamdi at Man City has reached his potential of 200 out of 200. Willie Buxmeier is not far behind on 194, still at PSG and playing a hell of a key role. Owen Hewitt at 172 at Manchester United, improving quite nicely. Jevon Gourlay at Aston Villa, still improving very well as well. He's actually knocking on the heels of Owen Hewitt, despite the fact it's been 2 years his junior. Juan Diego Bueno Prieto is at Mallorca still, and yeah, at 143, not too bad. Bangali Condé is at Paris FC. He's at 133. He's wanted by 13 clubs, and a lot of them are the who's who of Premier League big dogs. AC Milan, though, are representing in there. PSG also want him. Everton are interested in Juan Diego Bueno Prieto, which is interesting, considering he's better and they've both got the same potential ability. Yet only one team wants him, and 13 want old Bangali Condé. Zeno Endine at Wimbledon, he's gone to 119, and a great season for them. 40 appearances. How many of them were starts? 23, 17 off the bench. Unfortunately, they finished 9th, so will he move? Almost certainly he will. Let's go. Yeah, our final Lionel Messi at the end of season 9, start of season 10. And we went with the Forest Green Rovers wonder kid, or youngster, not quite wonder kid yet, Lincoln Muzadzi, because, you know, the name speaks for itself, doesn't it? Mo Salah still at 200, still at Manchester City. Even though they've not won the league the last 2 years, it's been Arsenal and Newcastle. Newcastle almost threw it away there. They drew on the final day against Arsenal. They were 2-0 up, actually. The Josh Zirkzee goal in the 35th minute, making it 2. Rasmus Højlund pulling it back for Arsenal. He's on loan from United. Josh Zirkzee was just signed from Bologna for £61 million. United down here in 6th. Not great, considering they've got one of the Lionel Messis. Will he stay? Willie Buxmeier is unhappy about failing to challenge for the Champions League. Now, he's only put 198, so he's 22 years old. Will he want to move from PSG? Probably got league down on lockdown at the moment. Yeah, they have. They won it every single season. Would he get bored of that? Owen Heward improved quite nicely. Not doing great at United, though, is at 183. Jevon Gorley, 3 attribute points further back yet again here at Aston Villa. And again, is he going to play... is he going to continue to stay at Aston Villa, or will someone come in for him? I'm reckoning someone's going to come in for him at some point in the near future. Juan Diego Bueno Prieto has gone to Real Madrid for £55 million. So the best kept secret in Mallorca was not a secret for long, although his personality type has dropped horrendously. His professionalism has gone down from 17 to 13. Not great at all. Bangli Conde has gone to Arsenal for £9.25 million, fending off PSG. Bagnuolo is at Vicenza still. Zeno Endine has left Wimbledon for £625,000 and gone to Crystal Palace. He's up at 127. Few pints off the bench for them. And of course, Lincoln Mazadzi finishes off the Wonder Kids being currently playing for Forest Green Rovers. We do make him 15. Don't worry. Don't worry about that. So yeah, there we go then. We have got some of our Wonder Kid Messis at clubs. I mean, are we going to be leaving Man City? Probably not. Are we going to be leaving Real Madrid? I mean, at 19 at 159, he's almost certainly going to make it. Are we going to be leaving PSG? I mean, he's unhappy about failing to challenge for the Champions League, but is he going to leave? Probably not. Is Bangli Conde going to leave Arsenal? We're going to see some transfers, but we're not going to see loads of movement. So I think we're going to see growth, and we're going to get to 200 for them all anyway. I think we're going to start to do, now we're all there, let's start off with a 2-year jump at the very least. I'm going to go to 2034. Mo Salah still at Man City, 200 out of 200. Willie Buxmeier is wanted, and he's still at PSG. He's wanted by Liverpool. Owen Heward is wanted by Newcastle, and he's still at Man United. He's got himself up to 200 as well. Jevon Gorley has moved for £113 million to Manchester City. Now, that is a bargain. That is an absolute steal. £113 million. Very recently as well. I mean, he's up at 200. He was like was he 180 last time? And Owen Heward was at 183. So he was easily a 100 million plus player. Juan Diego, I can't be bothered to say his full name every single time. Apologies. Still at Real Madrid, and he's moved on to 188, and he's found himself a mainstay in the Real Madrid squad. Bangli Conde still at Arsenal, moving up to 181. Zeno Endine has moved over to Newcastle from Crystal Palace for £49 million, and he is in and amongst the first team squad, coming off the bench a little bit. He's not the first name on the team sheet by any stretch of the imagination, but he is at 165, and he will be continuing on that path of growth as we move forward. Michael Spagnuolo has gone to PSG for £5.25 million. Now, he is only at 130, so he's got a little bit of growth to do. And Lincoln Mazadzi has moved to Southampton from Forest Green for just under £750,000. So who's been winning the league in the last couple of years? Well, it's been Liverpool and Arsenal. So Bangli Conde has won a Premier League title. He's also won a Champions League, a double for Arsenal there. He also won the NXGN, and he's won the European Golden Boy. So the European Golden Boy has been won by, since the start, Willie Buxmeier, Jevon Gorley, Juan Diego, and Bangli Conde. So 4 of our players have won the European Golden Boy. The NXGN, Mo Salah, Willie Buxmeier, Jevon Gorley, Bangli Conde, and Zeno Endine. So Zeno Endine has won the NXGN. Does that mean he might win European Golden Boy? Maybe. We'll be checking in on that as we go through, because the 24-34 European Golden Boy has not yet happened, but the 33-34 NXGN has. Watch this space. Watch this space, ladies and gentlemen. Zeno Endine is on the prowl. PSG won the league twice. So Arsenal have won the Champions League, and then Newcastle. Newcastle have won the Champions League. Nico Williams and Kenneth Taylor with the goals against Inter Milan, who had goals from Ben Doak and Yomi Pino. And Adam Wharton was booked. Zeno Endine got a 7.9 and an assist in the final. How good is Zeno Endine in terms of the Newcastle squad? AVB's in charge. He's the 5th best player in the squad. Ooh. I mean, you've got players that can still improve. I mean, Baba Bugwe can get to 197. He is 26 years old, though, so he's probably not going to. 20 attribute points. He's light-hearted. I mean, if that's lighthearted's a good personality type. We've been through this before, haven't we? We've been through this before on the channel. Lighthearted's not bad. 16 professionalism. Can't say fairer than that. Thomas Frank's in charge of United. And United won the Europa League 2 seasons ago. And Tottenham have just won the Conference League for the second time in 3 years. None of our players are at Tottenham. So Owen Hewitt has won the Europa League. And City have just won the FA Cup. And Liverpool and United have won the Carabao Cup in the last couple of seasons. None of our players play for Liverpool at the moment, but a couple of them are wanted. So we could be seeing some transfers. We could be seeing some transfers in the very near future. I think there will be some transfers from some of these players down here. I think Lincoln Mazadzi is almost certainly going to leave Southampton. Other than that, though, unless it's a huge marquee sign, I can't see much more happening, to be perfectly honest, in terms of transfers. We're so close to the potential for loads of them. I mean, even these two in the 180s, they'll be there next time we drop in, and these two will be very much on the periphery. Let's jump forward 3 years now to 2037. See what's happening. Okay, so as we just quickly scroll down, Mo Salah still at City. Willie Buxmire still at PSG. He is wanted by Liverpool. Owen Hughes still at United. Jevin Gorley still at Manchester City. Bangally Conde wanted at Arsenal by Man City and Newcastle. 199 he's at. Juan Diego still at Real Madrid. Zeno Endine at 199 at Newcastle. Michael Spagnuolo is at PSG still at 160. He has had a slower growth because he's obviously not played as much. He went on loan to Wolves actually for a season. Lincoln Mazadzi is now at Bayer Leverkusen. £114 million from Southampton. How has he gone for 114 million when Jevin Gorley went for 113? Work that one out. He must have been in the last year of his contract because he was at 180 odd when he moved. Maybe 190. Lincoln Mazadzi is only at 166 now. And he went to Bayer Leverkusen in, deadline day. Maybe they managed to hike the price. Got promoted from the Championship. Also European Golden Boy. Lincoln Mazadzi. Zeno Endine. Bangally Conde. Juan Diego. NXGN then. Where's the NXGN? How do you get to NXGN award? Well, he never won it. I know Mo Salah did. There. Zeno Endine did get the NXGN award after Bangally Conde. We thought he might. Oh no, he'd already got that. It was the European Golden Boy that we weren't sure. Oh, I don't know. No NXGN award for anyone else though. Florin Roca, twice in a row. On to Everton. £86 million from Espanyol. He's a good player. And I wonder what the effect this is going to have on the international arena. I mean, 4 of them are English. Maybe I should have spread the nationalities around a little bit more, but it had to be the 5 nations that we've got loaded in. We've got Germany, Spain, France and Italy, all one apiece. Oh, France got 2, sorry. In terms of Premier Division then, the last 3 years, it's 2 for Arsenal and 1 for Newcastle. So we've got Zeno Endine, who's got a Premier League to his name. What else has he got? An FA Cup, 2 FA Cups, the Champions League, of course, as we saw, Under 21 World Footballer of the Year. Oh, look at that. Willie Buxmire 3 times, Juan Diego twice, Bangally Conde, Zeno Endine, Under 21 Footballer of the Year. Get in there, lads. And then Bangally Conde, he's won 2 Premier League titles and a Champions League with Arsenal. Real Sociedad have won the Champions League against Arsenal in the final just then. Real Sociedad? How's that happened? They had a tycoon? They've had new presidents through elections. They've not even got a team that's that good. A handful in the 150s, 1 in 160s and 1 at 180. That's it. Everyone else is in the 140s. That's a distinctly average squad that's just going to win the Champions League. And it's not a fluke either, because I just saw in their thing, runners-up. Yeah, 3 years ago, they were runners-up to Real Madrid. Arsenal have won it and then come runners-up. Liverpool just beat Brighton, Tottenham beat City, and Arsenal beat Brighton in the Europa League. Brighton have won a Conference League. Not that it matters to our team, or our players, should I say. 2 Premier League titles for them. PSG, wow. PSG, with Willie Buxmire representing best player in the league. 3rd in the average goal scorers, 3rd in the goal scorers charts, by the fact that he's not playing as a striker, playing predominantly as a left midfielder. 76 points, won it. 74 points is what PSG got. So Marseille have dethroned PSG in the most recent season. Did not expect that when they've got 2 of our Lionel Messi offspawns. Absolute crazy. But yeah, not a lot happening in terms of transfers, and I don't know if it will. We're going to move on to 2041. We're going to 4 years now. Mo Salah will be 33. He might be on the way to Saudi Arabia by this point. We'll see. Let's go to 2041. So in 4 years, we've had no transfers whatsoever. So Mo Salah is wanted by Real Madrid and Al Hilal. He's now down at 192, so he is falling away. Willie Buxmeyer still at PSG, Owen Heward still at United, Jevin Gorley still at Man City. He's also wanted by Al Hilal. Bangli Condé still at Arsenal, Juan Diego still at Real, Zeno Endine is still at Newcastle. Michael Spagnuolo is at PSG. He's wanted by Man City and he's got to 197. The only player not to hit 200 yet. He will. Lincoln Mazadzi, he's also wanted by Chelsea. He's still at Bayer Leverkusen. So let's have a look at him for a start. He's had not a bad time of it at Bayer Leverkusen. And where have they been finishing? Well, they won the league last season. They've actually won a German league title. And do you know what? Borussia Dortmund have won a few. And so have Hertha Berlin. In 4 years, the Premier League, well. Man City have just taken their title back. Bangli Condé has just finished second in the top goal scoring charts. Third was Jevin Gorley. Mo Salah Mohamdi, best player in the league. Owen Heward, third best. Newcastle, though, in the previous 3 seasons had won the league title 3 in a row and 2 in a row Champions Leagues. Most recently as well. Real Madrid have also won a Champions League, and so have Arsenal. So we've got Champions Leagues for these 3 in the last 4. League titles for these 2 and Zeno in the last 4. PSG, they've taken back over in France 4 in a row. So these 2 have been representing in France. Bundesliga, as I say, Bayer Leverkusen did win. And how are Real Madrid doing? I haven't really been checking in on Real Madrid, but they've been winning the league a lot. Although they did have 4 years without it, where Real Sociedad came through and won it twice. Mikel Arteta's there in charge now. I find it weird that they've got a Champions League and a runners-up. Not reached the final since, though. Newcastle beating Real Madrid and AC Milan. But a lot of success for these guys. A lot of success. Now, Mo Salah will be gone when we come back. Some of the others might be going. Or might be gone. We're going to jump another 4 years. It'll be 2045. So let's go. So Mo Salah is gone. Willie Buxmeyer is at Al Ahly. So he left for free from PSG. Bit of a club legend at PSG, I would expect. Owen Heward has also left United. He actually left Barcelona to go to Al Ittihad. He left United for free to go to Barcelona for a season, and then he cashed in for £35 million. That feels... I don't know how that sits with me, to be honest. I feel a little bit bad for United there. Jevin Gorley is still at Manchester City at 33 years young. Condé still at Arsenal. Juan Diego still at Real. Zeno still at Newcastle. Lincoln still at Bayer Leverkusen. Now, Michael Spagnuolo's at Lille. He left PSG for free. Go to Lille. Oh, Mo Salah's there at the bottom. Still at Man City. Yeah, they're all still there. Well, I don't know why have you changed order? Not sure why the order's changed. Yeah, there he is. He's still there at the bottom. Still playing a lot. He's now down at 160. Okay, so firstly, Owen Heward. Let's look at Owen Heward. He won the Spanish league when he was at Barcelona. Real Madrid have won it just the most recent season. Sociedad are back winning it again as well. Juan Diego's won Spanish league as well. Old Spagnuolo. So he's wanted by Saudi. He's gone to Lille. He was at PSG where he'd won the league so many seasons in a row. He then left on a free, and then Lille have started winning the league. That is the kind of impact you want to be having. Old Spagnuolo is carrying teams to the French league title. Have they had a tycoon? Boot Weghorst is in charge, if anyone had that on their bingo card. No, they have had a tycoon, 2035. There's the Premier Division then. The last 4 years has been a split between Arsenal and Newcastle. 2 for Newcastle, 2 for Arsenal. Zerbi's in charge of Newcastle. He's been here for just under 4 years. PK Barger is in charge of Arsenal, who's been here for just over 7 years. Fair play to him. In Leeds, they're getting Europa League football. Chelsea getting Champions League football from 7th. Blackburn, Wolves and Sunderland going down. But it is very impressive. Very impressive indeed as to how successful we've actually been. The Champions Leagues then. The last 4. Real Madrid, Man City, PSG, Newcastle. So again, we have full representation in the last few years. How's Lincoln doing? Well, they've just won the Bundesliga for the second time. For the seasons it was Bayern and Dortmund. So when we come back, a handful of these will be gone. Mo Salah will be gone. Willie Buxmeyer, Owen Heward will also be gone. Jevin Gorley might be. And then, so we'll be down to just a handful of players. So let's go through to, we'll go 2049, another 4 years. So Zeno's still at Newcastle. Lincoln's still at Bayer. Michael Spagnuolo still at Lille. How have they been doing? So 2 for PSG, 2 for Lille. Jevin Gorley's retiring at Manchester City. Bangli Condé still at Arsenal. Lincoln is still at Leverkusen, who have won 1 more league title in those 4 years. They have back-to-back. Juan Diego has gone to Saudi Arabia for £97 million. Now, he went 2 years ago Or did he go in January? No, he didn't go in January. But he got 20 in 19 that first season. What a performance. Zeno's still in Newcastle as well. Premier League then, 4 years. The pissing of Everton come from then? Tycoon in 2039, 10 years ago. Champions League runners-up. Champions League winners. They've won the Champions League twice. Arsenal won one and AC won one. They've just beaten Arsenal on penalties. Angeli Conde with a penalty in normal time. Everton, have they been sneaking? We just didn't notice. The last 4 years, the first. Do you know what? The previous 4 years, they were fifth last time we were here. They'd finished fourth and third those other 2 times. This is where the Tycoon took over when they were mid-table in ninth. Yeah, I suppose Everton are a team that have been up in and amongst it in real life, weren't they? In the 2000s, they did get up there, and they were, one of the biggest teams that weren't considered one of the big 4 at the time. Arsenal, United, Chelsea, and Liverpool, or City and Spurs have been added to that mix in more recent years. But Everton were considered one of those bigger teams, and they were consistently getting Europa League football and sometimes sneaking into that Champions League qualification place. So, so to see them in fifth is probably not really that noteworthy. So you just sort of gloss over it, really. And they were mid-table anyway, which is much of a muchness. So, but then to see them win 4 in a row, that is very noteworthy, isn't it? So yeah, fair play to Everton. Now, we don't have many years left with these guys. I don't think we've got many years left at all. Just coming another 4 years, I don't expect any of them to still be there. Lincoln and Michael are still there. Bayer Leverkusen have won 1 more German title. Lille have won 3. Toulouse have won 1. Again, out of absolutely nowhere. Premier League has been won by City, Arsenal, Chelsea and City. Arsenal, Inter, City and Barca winning the Champions League. Okay, the golden ball time. But in terms of success, the players that play for PSG, the players that have played for PSG have probably been the most successful because they've won so many league titles and probably won a couple of Champions Leagues. Newcastle are a team that are not up there because we had the 2 that played for Man City that probably won quite a lot of stuff early doors. Real Madrid, of course, winning a lot. But for me, Zeno Endine for Newcastle, he has really helped them kick on. Michael Spagnuolo as well, going to Lille from PSG. So I think they've all had great success, haven't they? They've all had phenomenal success. So I will say that the winner of this experiment will probably be the person who wins the most Ballon d'Ors. But you could make a case for any of them to have had a better career based on trophy count. For me, at the moment, Zeno is in the driving seat with Newcastle because of how many league titles and Champions Leagues that he's won with a team that is not ready-made at the start of the game. City are, Real Madrid are, PSG are, Newcastle aren't. So anyway, Kylian Mbappe. Who's going to be the first on the podium? We're in 2028 and we've still got no one. 29, still no one. 2030, still no one. It's just these 3 that keep alternating. There we go. Mo Salah with his first Ballon d'Or. You can still click on him. He's become he's a manager of 1860 Munich. Not by potential ability. There we go, Mohamed Salah. And he won it again. Willy Buxmeier was in second place there. Willy Buxmeier then goes and wins. Owen Heward in second. That's the second for Buxmeier. Then Owen Heward, third place for Buxmeier, second place for Salah. Juan Diego. Mo Salah, there's his third. Juan Diego with his second. Owen Heward, his second. Third for Owen. Third for Mo Salah. Hang on, we've got 3 for Owen Heward. 3 for Mo Salah. 4 for Mo Salah, sorry, there he is. Yeah, 4, that's his 4th, yeah. Owen Heward, there's his 4th. Now, I'm sorry, he didn't win anywhere near enough at Manchester United, so he's out the running for me. Lincoln Mazzadzi's there, along with Willy Buxmeier. There's Angeli Conde for Arsenal in 3rd place as well. 2nd place there. Juan Diego with his 3rd. Jevon Gorley, 2nd place. Juan Diego again. Michael Spagnuolo. Lincoln Mazzadzi. Michael Spagnuolo. Oh my God, 3 for him now. A 2nd for Lincoln. 3rd. Okay, so we had 20 years in a row where our players won it. So Mo Salah, 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 for Mo Salah. Owen Heward with 4. Willy Buxmeier with 2. Juan Diego with 4. Michael Spagnuolo with 3. Lincoln Mazzadzi with 3. Zeno Endine got no Ballon d'Ors. That's very, very surprising. Very surprising indeed. The World Team of the Year. Let's look at all seasons. Mo Salah's up top. Spagnuolo on the left. Mazzadzi attacking midfield centre. Juan Diego on the right. Zeno can't even get himself on the bench. Well, I was considering Zeno Endine to be the man. But he didn't even get 1 Ballon d'Or. In terms of trophy count, Owen can't win it. He's nowhere near. And he's not in this Champions League team of the season all time either. The winner of the experiment's got to be one of these. Now, Muzadz's took Bayer Leverkusen and been there his whole career, so he's shown great loyalty and he's elevated them as a team and gone and won some German titles. So you've got to respect that. But did he win a Champions League? He won the Euros with England. He's never won a Champions League. That's the problem. Never won a Champions League. Not even come runner-up in the Champions League. So I will say Lincoln's out. Now, Michael Spagnuolo, not only did he do brilliantly with PSG, he's never won the Champions League with Lille. He never won the Champions League with PSG either. So despite the fact that he was doing great at one team and then went to another team and started their success, does that rule him out? Juan Diego, did he win any Champions Leagues? I mean, remember, did win a few Champions Leagues and he was there. So he has won some Champions Leagues. 3 Champions Leagues, 35, 39 and 42. Mo Salah. He's won the Champions League 3 times with Man City. Won the Europa League. They didn't win the Premier League as much as maybe you'd think. 6 times he won the FA Cup. Carabao Cup 3 times. And he won the Premier League 3 times. This is really difficult. This is really difficult because if we look at the Premier League, Man City won it 3 times with him. Whereas Bangali Conde and Zeno Endine have won multiple Premier Leagues more. You're talking 5 or 6. But no Champions League team of the season. Zeno Endine did win the Champions League multiple times with Newcastle. And so did Bangali Conde at Arsenal, but they never won the Ballon d'Or. So let me know in the comments who you thought won this. Because I can't decide. It's too close to call. And it's, for me, Zeno Endine is the one that gets a nod for me, but never won a Ballon d'Or. Then you got Lincoln Muzadzi at Leverkusen, who never won a Champions League. Yeah, he got 3 Ballon d'Ors, and he helped elevate Leverkusen. Spagnuolo helped elevating Lille. It's too difficult to say. Comments down below, let me know. Also, while you're there, this I had a great time making this. Now, of course, it's a very recyclable piece of content. This is. We can do this with other players. Next up on the list is probably going to be someone like Cristiano Ronaldo. But if you liked this format or any tweaks you want me to make to it, let me know in the comments down below, as well as suggestions for players you want me to do this with. Doesn't have to be current players or players that have just retired or on the cusp. It could be legends. We could go back and try and find Zidane. We could find other people. I don't know, and go through there, and we'll do that. Providing I can find them. But there's loads of retro databases. I'll just go and hit up the Mad Scientist or Mr. Teeny. I'm sure they've got a profile for some of these players, these legends. Mr. Teeny has. He's got that bloody regen builder thing. So yeah, touch base with him. Anyway, suggestions for players down below, because I'm definitely going to do this again with other players because I've had an absolute riot with this one. I've really enjoyed it. Hope you have too. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, take good care of yourselves. I'll see you soon.